What's up, everybody? It's the Digital World Podcast. And this is what I was talking about in my video yesterday. And I thought I would go ahead and present the article because what's happening is astonishing on so many levels. Not only that, but there's another scenario happening which Saudi Arabia may be agreeing to exchange oil for China's yuan, and that's gonna put a lot of stress on the dollar's hegemony um, here in the near future. If that goes down, and if that happens, you're gonna see things vastly start shifting, and you're gonna see the way of American life drastically decrease. But that's not what I'm talking about today. But in part does tie in with what I'm saying. But first, let's look at this. China reports most new cases since 2020 as lockdown spread. So as you are all aware, China has locked down some cities now. And one of those cities is actually a huge manufacturer of and producer of many of American products. So we're going to see even more scarcity at the stores. And this is heading into the warm seasons. And people are going to want to get out because they're sick and tired of being locked down. So this is going to be quite interesting, guys. You got to follow this. Here we see the new number of newly confirmed COVID cases in China has continued to climb Tuesday as local authorities reported more than 3,000 cases in the lockdown province. And as cases have more than tripled from 895 just one day earlier. So it looks like it's spreading. Folks, you know my stance on this. This has been something that so coincidentally, one thing happens after the next. And what's going to happen is they're relaxing a lot of the measures everywhere right now. How long will it last? Well, that's to be determined because, this is hinting at being another contagion that's going to spread. And we're going to go right back to the same thing. So it's the latest escalation that we have seen. And if that starts getting spread around the world, get ready for lockdowns 15.0, however, many times this has happened. And so they're imposing new restrictions. But what actually concerns me is not, this is going to keep happening, folks, until they have complete power and authority over people's lives. It's very draconian. And what's even more concerning is the fact that it's going to further disrupt the supply chain. Folks, they're going after the supply chain. You end and disrupt the supply chain as we know it. You see all these superpower countries go into a modern day dark ages. And that's what's going to happen. Food is so important. I can't stress it enough, guys. Because you can have, like I always say, you can have all the gold, you can have everything. But it doesn't matter because you can't eat it. Sure, you can purchase it, but at some point, you won't be able to purchase it anymore. People are not going to want to sell it. Because what good does it do for them to have more gold and more dollars or more crypto or whatever if the only thing they see for their survival is food? So you got to start thinking outside of the system and the currency that is utilized within the system. Sure, you can buy gold and stuff to protect you, but that's assuming that you're not going to have vast amount of food shortages worldwide, may I add. So you've got to keep these things into consideration. And news has broken out, like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, that the Saudis might be exchanging oil for the Chinese yuan, which is going to further dampen the world reserve currency that the dollar has had for so long. So you've got to pay attention to these events and prepare. Even if it's one little thing a week, you're doing yourself a favor, a service. So, I know me and my family, we have collected quite a few boxes of canned goods because we're going to need them. Yeah, we may not be using them now, but in the future, that's going to come in handy. Regardless of anything else, that's going to really set the tone and provide, for a couple months at the very least. So prepare yourselves because this is coming down the pipeline. And I expect next winter to be a dark winter and the ensuing winters as well, because what has been happening the last year or two is setting precedent for the future. So without further ado, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe to the channel. This is the Digital World Podcast, and I'll see you in the next episode.